90% of our respondents said, no, we don't agree with violent extremism. But that 10%, at that moment when they said, yes, we agree to all these actions or these beliefs, it can be taken. And you're talking about young people who will, get married, have children, and will the ideology be passed down, through the kids. So what surprised us was this. As I said, that in 2016, we said, okay, it was identity, it was about religion lah, yeah? So we went out and said, and then we realized, hey, it's actually not that, at least in these two, three states. No, it's a whole lot more than just about my religious identity or my national identity. As I said earlier, in Selangor, it's like, okay, we really have nothing here, right? It's about education, it's about our parents, it's about our social circle. And in Sabah, it's like, well, we have no social capital. We don't even feel that we're part of Malaysia. So what's the point? We would like the governments, all the agencies, to no longer work in silos. You see, when you talk about violent extremism in Malaysia, whether it's among the Malay youth or Chinese youth or Indian youth or orang asal, yeah, you have to look at it from a very holistic angle, tau. Education, family environment. Now we all have to work together here. Look, it's a new government. I think we cannot be so territorial to say, look, I know more, or this is my turf. I think we need to change our mindset to say, look, we have a problem here. The research design took about almost a year, 6 to 8 months, almost a year to design that. And we worked together with 2 professors, 2 senior lecturers from University Putra Malaysia. We decided to go on the public health angle. I know a lot of people are asking, why didn't you go on the socio-political angle? Why didn't you go through the religious route? But we said, why don't we look at it from the public health angle? Because it encompasses all, from social politics, religion, education, and you're even talking about backgrounds, families, parents. So I thought, okay, why don't we take this approach? And that approach is being more and more used abroad to understand why a society is XYZ. So we did that, and we chose 3 places. And if everyone wants to know why we're not doing it in Kelantan or Terengganu, it's because, well, our donors have a budget and they're very specific. Selangor, Kuala Lumpur, Sabah. And I think we chose the two states because when you look at Selangor, right, it is a richer state. It's a richer state, it's got all these factories, it's basically a Malaysian success. But when we talk to the youth there, they were saying, look, yeah, Selangor may be rich, KL may be rich, yeah, KLCC lah and all that, but we're still poor. Where do we go? We have nothing here. We're totally, powerless. And then you go off to Sabah. Sabah is totally different. They were talking about the lack of social capital. In Sabah, you're talking about cross-militant, punya migration, moving in and out of the state. And you're saying that, okay, over there, a lot of extreme things happen there, and it's becoming mainstream. Your father could be this, your mother could be that, or you yourself could be a refugee or an irregular migrant. So when you live in this kind of environment, violent extremism is just part and parcel of your life. So, and we have been asked, and people have asked us before, if you were to do this in Kelantan, would you get the same results? I think the percentage would be the same. But the factors that would actually make someone influence or be driven towards violent extremism may be different. For example, if you're young from Kelantan or Perlis or even Penang, it'll be very different. We started a nationwide study, peninsula-wide study in 2016, where we explored and talked to a lot of young Malay Muslims, from the ages of 18 to 35, about what it meant to be Malay, Muslim, or both. And the revelations that came from those discussions, we went around Malaysia, showed that, okay, what Pew Report has said, what Merdeka Center has said is quite true, that about 10% of youth actually support IS. So we had this discussion, and in 2016, the whole discussion was about identity, religiosity. And then, you see, we worked together with a lot of civil society organizations. And they started coming to us and saying, look, we are seeing a lot of things happening on the ground. We are not equipped to do anything because we are humanitarian, based organizations. And we said, all right, why don't we just take this up and look for a donor, which happens to be the government of the Kingdom of Netherlands, yeah, to say, okay, what makes a person become radical? What makes a person want to do or believe in violent extremism? So we decided to like expand that study, and this is a study that you see today.